Hi everyone. So, welcome to the class. Today we will be talking about we will be coming through the relationships in B2B marketing. So, in the last lecture we had discussed about the importance of CRM, and before that we also talked about what is buyer supplier relationship, what is how important it is in the B2B market, and then we said how CRM plays a very vital role in the B2B market when customers do not understand how to create a fruitful relationship with their clients or their end customers, and they maybe spend a lot of time and resource on some unproductive work, which can easily be cut down or minimized using some CRM tools, right. So, basically CRM tools help in lead generation and retention of customers, and create proper segmentation of the market, and finally target the market well. So, today we will be talking about little more about CRM, and also we will bring about a new concept which is called CLV, or customer lifetime value, right. So, let us begin the class and understand what is CRM and what is CLV. So, it starts both these terms, if you see customer lifetime value and customer relationship management, they both come from the word customer value actually. So, they are both connected to customer value, and then customer value and customer relationship management, or customer lifetime value sorry, and customer relationship management, they were both governed by the profitability that the firm gets by utilizing those tools and techniques. Okay. So, let us understand what is customer value first. So, customer value can be defined as how much a product or service is worth to a customer, right. So, it is a measure of all the cost and benefits associated with the product or service. Now, we have used this term many a times, that value is equal to benefit minus cost. Okay. Now, what kind of benefit is the customer deriving by using a certain product or service, and what are the different kinds of costs associated with it. So, if the difference is positive, then we would say the value is positive. If the difference is negative, then we will say that the customer is not gaining, but he is losing, he is getting negative value out of it, which is not a good sign, right. So, you can see here product, personal service, identity, perceived benefits versus money, time, energy, which are the costs involved in in understanding the value. Okay. Now, what is CLV? Now, CLV, or customer lifetime value, is the total amount of money a customer is expected to spend with your business, right, or on your products, your services, whatever it is, during its entire lifetime. So, how does it impact us? Now, see, we have all understood that the more a customer stays, or the loyalty of a customer is, if it is more with a company or a business firm, then he tends to spend more time and purchases more from the same company. Okay. So, as a result of it, the profitability of the firm from this particular X customer will be more, just because he has purchased a lot of products from it or lots of services from it, right. And on top of that, he is a regular customer, which helps in the forecasting of the demand and all. Now, customer lifetime value is said to be the average dollar, or whatever currency it is, the average dollar amount of a purchase multiplied by the number of customer purchases per year, multiplied by the average length of the customer relationship in years, right. So, if we take a product of these three terms, then we will understand what is customer lifetime value. Now, higher the length we can see of the relationship, higher is the customer lifetime value. So, if even any of this, right, if the amount of purchase increases, the average value, or the number of times the purchases is increasing, or the length of the relationship is increasing, either way the customer lifetime value is increasing for the company. Okay. Now, how do we link CRM to CLV? So, the concept of value, right, and CLV are used to link CRM to profits, right. So, the customer value is the ratio. Now, if you can see here, the customer value is a ratio between what the customer gets and what he gives, right. So, it can be termed in terms of a ratio, or you can just subtract it and understand it ki how much is he absolute in terms of absolute value, how much is he getting, positive or negative. There is another definition of the value, that is the economic value of the customer relationship to the organization, right. This is expressed as profit contribution or net profit, right. So, now we have understood that customer value is linked to the customer lifetime value, right, or the CRM. Okay. Now, how do we calculate this customer lifetime value? What is the method? So, the simple is a company or a business firm can look at the repeat sales volume. Now, how much of repeat sales is happening and what is the cost of a repeat cost. So, first time when I am selling something for a let us say to a client, maybe my cost is very high. Second time when I am selling, my cost may come down. As further I go, my cost of selling a product to a business firm or a B2B firm will come down drastically, because many things are now understood by me as a supplier. Okay. My sales revenue may be constant, may be it can change. Now, this will decide my profit contribution, and the profit contribution, the lifetime, how many years the customer is staying with us, and the kind of discount rate or the interest rate that is being paid will define the lifetime profit. Okay. And this lifetime profit and the total cost of acquiring, right, will decide the customer lifetime value or the total customer lifetime value, right. So, this using this process one can understand whether the customer is giving high profits or moderate profits or low profits. Okay. So, typically the CLV model calculates the net present value of a customer's profit margin accounting for firm level retention rate. Now, what it says, now if you go to retain the customer, right, for a longer period of time and he is going to continuously purchase from you, then how much profit are you generating out of it, okay, or out of that customer. So, the basic formula is customer lifetime value is nothing but a summation of PC, which is profit contribution, right, into 1 by 1 plus D, which is the discount or the interest rate, to the power of T. T is the time unit. Okay. Now, N is equal to, it is T is equal to 1 to N. Now, N is the duration over the years. Okay. Now, using this formula we can see how this will take a small problem. So, the problem is that there is a theatre, nowadays people are watching movies on OTT platforms, on television and all. So, they are not going to the theatres. So, theatres are having significant problem because they are not getting enough customers who are buying ticket and coming to the theatre. So, Cineworld is a movie theatre located in Delhi, where a lot of colleges are located around the city, around it. Right? So, around the theatre there are lots of colleges. Delhi has a substantial student population, we know about it, and most of them are movie goers, right. The business of this Cineworld, this theatre, has slowed down in the recent years due to this, as I said, streaming websites, OTT platforms, and people are watching the movies online. The management of Cineworld continues to feel that students will still enjoy watching movie on the big screen, because big screen has a different feel, we all know that. So, and along with the facilities and ambience a movie theatre that it can offer, it will surely create a much enjoyment for the movie goers. So, they have framed a plan to attract students of offering discounts on the movie tickets. So, what they have done is they have created a plan which will offer certain discounts on the movie tickets, and so that the young students and the movie goers can be attracted to the theatre. The average time a student spends at the college is 4 years. So, if you take the average time a student stays in a college, maybe for his graduation and post graduation or a BTech course, anything, if you see the average is 4 years, right. So, for a nominal one time subscription fee, Cineworld plans to offer students discounts on movie tickets for a period of 4 years. By attracting more footfalls, Cineworld targets to cross sell it with food and beverages and souvenirs. So, this would help it to sustain a reasonable revenue each year. So, what they are thinking is we will give them some discounts and get the students to the theatre, and once they come we can sell more of some food items, some kind of souvenirs and all, and we can generate the profits out of it. Cineworld would attract attention to the plan by initially offering free tickets, food and beverage and gift vouchers. This one time expense, net of that one time subscription fee collected, would cost 5,000 per student. So, what they did was they had a one time initial expense which is which they have counted to be 5,000 per students, right. On a subscription to this plan of 5,000 per student, the viewership and purchase of each student is expected to be like this now as given. So, a student can take this offer of or plan of 5,000 rupees they can pay, and they can enjoy the movie on the in the theatre. Okay. So, now the company, the theatre thinks the spent on movie tickets per year in the first year and 2. So, first year, so the 4 years are 1, 2, 3 and 4 let us say. So, this 2, right, year 1 and 2. So, on movie tickets people would be spending almost 2,000 rupees, right, on food and beverages 4,000, souvenirs and accessories 2,250. On the third and fourth year, the pressure on the students would be more, they would be studying or they would be having exams or they would not be interested in going to the movies anymore. So, they might become little lazy. So, the value will come down, and movie tickets spent on movie tickets will be 1,500, on food and beverage 3,000 and souvenirs around 750, right. So, there are some assumptions. Now, what are the assumptions? Only 50% of the subscribers are expected to visit the theatres in the year 3 and 4, only 50%. Okay. Across all years, only 75% of the subscribers who visit the theatre are expected to buy food and beverages, right. So, across all years, only 75% of the people who visit the theatre are expected to buy food and beverage, and 25% will not. Only 25% of the subscribers who visit are expected to buy souvenirs. So, like 75% are expected to buy food and beverage, 25% are expected to buy souvenirs, okay, in the year 1 and 2, and that even reduces to 10% in 3 and 4. So, if you take this the present value interest for a factor of annuity for 4 years, it is coming 3.169, and for the first 2 years it is coming at 1735. So, obviously we can understand that for the third and fourth year it would be this minus this value. So, 3.169 minus 1.735. So, if we subtract 4, 6, 3, 11, 7 is 4, so 1. So, now for the third and fourth year the PVIFA, this value is coming to 1.434, right. So, let us now make the calculation. So, now it is saying if let us say step 1, net cost of attracting students one time expense is 5,000 rupees. So, the theatre owner makes a plan that they have to pay 5,000 rupees. Now, if you look at the revenue from movie tickets is 2,000 for year 1 and 2, and for year 3 and 4 it is 1,500. And we have already seen that the PVIFA, this value is 1.735 for the first and second year, 1.434 by subtracting we had found in the last slide, 1.435 for the third and fourth year. Now, this into this, if you multiply, this value comes, and this into this comes 2151, right. Now, profitability of usage for the first and second year is 100%, and let us say third and fourth year is only 50%, that is already mentioned. Okay. So, 33470 or on 100% is 3470. Now, 2151, now profitability of usage is 50%. So, that gives us 50% of this much is 1076. On food and beverages, the revenue per year is 4,000 for first and second, third and fourth year 3,000, right. So, 1.735, 1.434. Now, this multiplication give us these two values, but in this case we said 75%, right, 75% is only people will only go for food and beverages. So, here we had said somewhere 75%, right, are expected. So, 75% into this much comes 5205, and we said only 50%, right, will in the third and fourth year only 50% of it will go. So, 50% of 75% is 37.5. So, which is 4302 into 37.5 is equal to 1613. Okay. Now, coming to the souvenirs and accessories, 2250 and 750 are for first and second and third and fourth. These two remains the same. So, multiplied we get 3904 and 1076. But now we have seen that sales of souvenirs is only 25% for the first and second year, and for the third and fourth year it is only 10%, and 10% of what? Now 10% of the number of people who would be visiting, that is 50% people are only visiting. So 50% 5 which is 10%, let us say 10% of, let us say the 50% of people, right, who are visiting, which is already mentioned here. Only 50% of the subscribers are expected to visit the theatres in third and fourth year. Okay? And here it says only 25% of the subscribers who visit are expected to buy souvenirs in year 1 and 2, and 10% of them in 3 and 4. So, this 10% and this 50% multiplied. Now, we get this 5%. Okay? Now, by multiplying this figure, now we get 976 and here we get 54. So, in total if we add now, this comes to 12,394, out of which 5,000 has been already, let us say, paid. So, the remaining is 12,394 minus 5,000, which is giving us 7,394. So, the present value of total revenue generated over the 4-year period by a customer is 12,394. Okay? Well, the corresponding expense, right, is 5,000. So, therefore, the customer lifetime value per subscriber is now 12,394 minus 5,000, which gives us 7,394. Cineworld has to multiply this with the expected number of subscribers each year to find out if this would be a profitable proposition for them or not. Okay. So, the question is, we have understood that customer lifetime value can be a very profitable scenario for a company or for any firm who, if they want to retain the customer for a long period of time, because they can cross sell several products, they can even upsell the products to the, like for example, banks do with several number of credit cards and all. So, this can result in too many different purchases and the company can make profit out of it. Okay. How do you improve the CLV, customer lifetime value? One is to improve through customer loyalty or reward programs. So, the companies, the buying firm, the selling firm can give customer loyalty awards, reward programs, improve the customer experience. So, it has been seen that with experience, improvement in the experience, companies, customers tend to buy more and more from a same buying supplying firm. Maybe it is a retail store or any company or any website like Amazon or anything. So, with a good experience they tend to buy more. Improve the customer onboarding. Now, onboarding here we mean when a customer takes a service of a supplier, maybe he requires certain help. So, if this help is provided by the supplier, then that improves the onboarding process, that helps the experience also, improves the experience. Customer engagement can be increased, customer service, improved customer service, and then the companies can invest in technology and software to improve these services, to the experiences and everything. This helps also in upselling and cross selling of products and create targeted contents. Now, that is what you have seen nowadays, many websites do it. So, if you have, let us say checked shoes or any let us say apparel or anything, shirt or anything, then it will it will come to you as you scroll across, you will revisit the same product will be shown to you many a times. So, these are some targeted contents which can be prepared to improve the relationship with the customer, the experience with the customer, which results in a higher customer lifetime value. Okay. We will take a case of one company called Rainbow Paints. So, Rainbow Paints is a company which was having some problems. There is a guy who is called Rahul Sharma, who happens to be a sales supervisor, right. And what happened with this company, what happened to their concerned problems, we will discuss about it. So, Rainbow Paints was concerned to receive two types of complaints within 2 hours from two key business customers, right. Rahul Sharma was considering how to handle the customer complaints and ensure prompt and effective customer service. So, Rahul received the first call from the purchase executive of XYZ CG Limited company, right. A rough and low pitch voice, the guy said, we are terribly upset about your product. Why should you paint, why should your paint come out within 3 weeks of application on our machines? I want to know how would you take care of this problem. So, since Rahul was representing the paint company Rainbow Paints, now his paint was peeling out and the company has complained. So, how should he handle this problem? Okay. Rahul expressed his sincere regrets, took the details of the address of the customer's premise and promised to send somebody immediately. By the time he made the arrangements to send the customer support person to the company CG Limited, a second client rang up. Second client was Voltas, and he said, Mr. Sharma, my paint applicator is having health problems like allergy, coughing and sneezing because of your paint, right. The first one was peeling off, now he has a health issue, second one. Can you send somebody immediately to resolve the health related complaints? Rahul says, yes sir, I will do the needful, and he took the details from the client. Rahul was thinking what could be possible causes of these two customer complaints, right. The problem of peeling off the paint might be due to the wrong specification of the paint which did not match the customer requirement. Would it be the company's responsibility if the customer employed unskilled or untrained low cost local paint applicants? In the second case of Voltas, he asked the same kind of local paint applicant who perhaps was negligent on the safety matters. So, the issues can be from the user's end also, but how should he handle this? You cannot obviously tell the client on the face that it is your problem, you do not know how to use it or something, he can't do that. So, Rahul wondered why the clients did not ask for some skilled and trained paint applicants which the company recommended. So, the company had already recommended, so why did the client not use it? What steps should be taken so that the complaints are minimized or eliminated? If not, the word of mouth publicity, this is a negative publicity, would affect the company's reputation as well as sales and profitability. So, Rahul is now worried that these are large clients and how do they handle these clients. So, there are few questions. Can Rahul Sharma ignore these calls by saying this does not fall under their purview because neither they are health experts, or and in case of peeling they had said so a certain kind of application has to be done which they did not do. So, if he is addressing which case he should address first, CG or Voltas, and if you were Rahul, what you would do to avoid these things in the future. So, try to answer it on your own, but if this is an answer which I have thought. So, can Rahul Sharma ignore the calls? No, obviously not. So, it is just impossible, or it is one should never do that. He should never ignore any calls, he should address them gently with the utmost care. Whatever is possible they should do it, but they should not ignore. Ignoring is a very wrong thing that would happen. If he is addressing which case should be addressed first, he should maybe first address the case of Voltas as it is a health related complaint, right. The life of a person is involved in it. Rahul should be very careful because this kind of a issue can trigger a much negative word of mouth, because that is directly concerned to the health of people, right. So, that should be immediately handled, or if simultaneously both can be handled, nothing like it. If you were Rahul, what would you do to avoid in future? Now, considering a long term perspective, if I would have been there, I would have first checked the quality of our product and would also try to include application of paint as a customer service, right. So, expecting the client to do it, which does not happen or the client is not doing. So, instead of that, maybe we can bring in that as a part of our customer service, maybe through some forward integration, to make sure that skilled and trained people trained paint applicants are used, right. So, by using this kind of small initiatives, such kind of problems can be handled better. They may not be eradicated, but they can be handled better. Okay. So, looking into this kind of problems which are always there, and one has to be utterly careful, because in a B2B market relationship matters, and once the relationship goes off, it is very difficult to satisfy the client again and to retain him for a long period of time, and that would really be very dangerous or very bad from the for the buying selling firm, because that would not only lose the customer, but also create a negative word of mouth that might create a lot of loss of sales, potential sales, right. So, with this I would like to wind up this unit. So, we have understood what is supplier buyer relationships, what is customer relationship management, what is customer lifetime value, and how these things are important, and how companies can understand it and try to improve upon it. So, with this I would like to wind up this lecture, and we will meet in the next lecture during the next unit, and till then take care. Thank you very much.